Katya, get out of here.
No way! How you doing?
Picked a good day.
It's a
I'm
good
doing great.
day.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. I didn't even know who Patrick Jones is for a second. I was like, hold on, what is this expert session? And I just logged on. I was like, hold on, am I missing something? And it's Sammy. Is
It's
that your
me.
alias, Patrick
Uh,
Jones?
yeah, Patrick Jones is one of our eminent sales trainers for everything inside Evolve. So he does. We got lucky to have him on a private training. So I'm just waiting actually for him to log on right now. But it has been, he was the coach that I had when I went from doing we'd had a couple six-figure months, which was really exciting. And then, whenever you hit six figures as a small group, it's always really fun. But what was really fun is when we started hitting six-figure weekends. So I was like, oh,
No way. Yay. That's a lot of fun.
that's really fun, right? Six-figure weekends is even more fun than six-figure months. So there was something that had to happen for me when that was going on, and that was a huge mind shift, is a mind and soul alignment shift that allowed me to do what we were doing. And so I think it was really incredible to um see that there was one source of truth that helped me actually do that, and that was being trained by Patrick. And I was like, oh my God, this is so we have him um on there because this is one of those meetings where we're like, oh yeah, we should definitely have him in as one of our expert panels. And I think we've been nonstop go, 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 Katja. I'm not sure how you've been, but I know you're busy, busy too. So this will be one of those really fun times. There may only be because we're right in the flux of like with a lot of our clients are in school, like they're getting kids back to school, some other things are happening. So Patrick, it might
Private
only
session.
you
You
might have a
bet.
Hello.
private little
Hi.
session, which will be a little short one, or we can just open it up to some fun Q&A, however you want to rock this thing. But I was, as you might have heard, I was like, Patrick is the gangster that helped me get
Mm,
all of the things in a row so we could have those epic life changing. And for us, I would say if anyone hits a six-figure month and then they do it a couple different times, that can be lineage changing, right? Because it changes the perspective of who you are, what you can do. And then when you do a six-figure weekend, it
mm,
changes everything forever. And so
mm,
for us, it did the same thing. So Patrick, I don't always get to publicly thank you, but thank you so
hmm.
much
Of course,
being
man.
the
Yeah.
coach that got me to that. And I think before I let you kind of unleash the fury with Katya and the other people that may pop in, Katya, there was a simple five-step framework that he taught me that helped me close the biggest deals of my life, and consequently, Ray, to do the
Don't
same
tell
thing.
anybody. Shh.
I'm sorry, it's a
I'm kidding.
500 step
Yeah,
process.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
Patrick, thanks for being here, buddy. It's good to see
Yeah.
you.
Good to
And
see you too, man. Good to be here.
Katya, Katya is an incredible friend. She has a show starting, but she has a huge business. Katya, I think what we can maybe even do is like let you run with some of the stuff that you're currently building, and maybe we'll just do a little we can do a little hot seat for you too while you're here.
Mm,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that you got the
I like
man.
hot
Divine
seats.
timing. I love it. Thank you so
I like
much.
hot seats. Yeah.
And then what I'll do, Patrick, I'll just let you kind of take the steering wheel and take
Mm,
this where you want to go. I think that there's a myriad of directions we could probably run with on this, but I
yeah.
think for time, I'll let you rock and roll with this, and then as other people pop in, I'll just answer them in the threads, so you can just keep rolling. What up?
Okay.
Good to see
Okay.
you.
Nice to meet you. How is it pronounced? Katja? Katja.
Katya.
Katya. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice to meet you. And Hussein? Well, I'm not the best with names. Hussein?
Yeah, yeah, you said it perfectly. I go by
Okay. Awesome. Nice to meet you. Yeah. My name is Patrick. And We are all here together. So just so I know, everyone here is inside the world of Sammy and Ray. Yes, just so I get some context. And all of you are, what part of the circle are you in? And you got many different circles, Sammy, just so I get some context. Is this, y'all have podcasts? Like, give me a little context.
Yeah, I'll give everyone a little context pretty quick too. Katya,
Yeah.
a podcast waiting to come, but I would say there's also her company with her school program is already rocking and rolling. The podcast was going to be an ancillary thing. And then Huss is my right-hand ninja. He helps me create a lot of the systems,
Cool.
all the apps and everything in Vercel, Superbase, or Jarvis. He's like the young version of me 5 years ago. So I've been to
Cool.
groom him. And then for the note takers that are in, there's a few of them. There are AI consultants, and then there are people that are building with AI in here, and then a few, like 7 or 8 other podcasts in here. Actually, I'm sorry, 17 or 18 other podcasts in here too that have
Okay,
podcasts.
cool. Okay, cool. We can go in a lot of directions. Where do we want to go today? What would be, is this, do we want to do more hot seat? Is this more teaching a framework? Is this more interview style? What would be helpful here? Because there's a lot we could do. Any thoughts that come up, Sammy?
That's Katya. What would be helpful for you, Katya?
Yeah, I think great question. Thank you, Patrick. I think what would be most helpful if you could give me a bit of a, I did not research you, and Sammy already told me what a legend you are, and basically that you have the magic wand when it comes to sales. But just to experience a little bit more of your expertise, so I can, because we have a B2B and a B2C offering. Our B2B is high ticket, so it starts at 75,000. The average deal size is 150. And our coach offering, just to give you we have an infrastructure for learning and development. So on the one hand, we have a SaaS for coaches, which is low ticket, $50 per month subscription SaaS. And then for companies, it provides them the infrastructure to manage ROI on their learning development spend, organize their coaching and training and mentoring within the organization.
Okay, perfect. And I now have questions. I love getting context. I'm like, I want to know more about this so I can help see where the bottleneck is, right? But before we get into that, let me just share about myself, because I think that's important. Let's see, where do we start? So, and I'll give you the high level and just to kind of share. So my background, everything I've created to this point today has been the baseline of the work I do today is me actually overcoming myself. Freeing myself from my own shadows and darkness. Everything I've ever created today. So my long story short, my whole history is living and suffering and anxiety, depression, and addiction until 2015. Father of 4, I live in Connecticut, massively disconnected father until 2016, massively suffering, victim, why is this happening? But also like loving it at the same time, knowing that like it kept me small. Right. It kept me like secretly like just not growing. Though my value, my value was like to grow, to like evolve, to like I knew there would be a movie about my life one day, like overcoming an eating disorder. Right. I knew there'd be a book. I knew I'd be on stages, blah, blah, blah. Like the vision was so big, but I was suffering. Right. And so I had to get out of my own way. And it was just am I allowed to say the F word? I won't say it was an effing decision. There we go. It was a decision that I made in 2015 to stop suffering. And what I realized in that moment is I was just the problem. Even my business, I had a fitness business. I had 3 locations in Connecticut, very successful, but the business only grew at the level that I did. So I was stuck at like a certain threshold, 20K a month. Back then, that was a lot of money, 2014, 15, 16, right? But like, I say this because what I realize is that my life only grows at the level I do. My relationships only grow at the level I do. My happiness, my relationship with my kids only are dictative of who I'm being, how I'm showing up, and my level of growth, right? My revenue is a direct reflection of my self-growth. So nothing can grow beyond my own limitations and mindset and emotions. right? So I went on a 5-year journey to free myself. I say free myself. I went on a 5-year journey to discover myself, to learn who is Patrick. Spent $500,000 over 5-6 years. And that time, like, I had to like dismantle my own thinking, my own behaviors, unprogram and reprogram. I got so fascinated with this stuff, I became certified and trained. Thousands of hours in somatic work, thousands of hours in emotional intelligence work, trained, certified, hosting, facilitating circles of men and women through this period of time. I was so fascinated. I loved human behavior change because I was changing. So then I took all this and brought it into the world of sales and high ticket sales in 2020. Meanwhile, I was broke, just got divorced, living in my car, a little bit of like, I had everything figured out. I lost 100 pounds because I was 100 pounds heavier, right? Most of my life, I was overweight and obese, being an eating disorder, just up and down in weight all the time. I couldn't figure out the money game. All I knew is I had this mindset. I had this resilience. I had this unstoppable power of the man that I built and rebuilt and created. And so I brought it into high ticket sales. And I doubled my commissions every year. I got in the largest sales agency with that existed at the time. I was trained under Matt Ryder and Jeremy Miner when Jeremy Miner just started in 2020. I was sniper number 1 out of 200 reps. And I stayed number 1, meaning I always made the most every month. Number 1 rep out of every sales coach out there, every sales trainer. They were all in sniper. I was always number 1 for 2.5 years. Same offers, same thing. I was the one producing $2 million a month. Cash collected, $1 million a month, cash collected. I was making $102,000 a month, $102,000 commission. I made over $2 million in my own bank account because I used my operating system to create that. I started then growing other companies during Sales Sniper in 2022, 23, and realizing I could apply all this methodology of sales internal with sales external and scale companies, which is what I do today. So I share all this because what I realize is the internal part of sales is just as important as the external. Right. And so like when I'm working with the founder, when I'm working with even sales reps, I do an alignment audit with them to make sure they're aligned because they will become the bottleneck of the own business. I'm literally working with someone right now where I'm like, man, you are the problem. We got to get you out of your own way. The company is going to go under. If you don't step away and work on yourself a little bit, I'm going to take over here in the business. I'll add the sales system, the sales structure. We're going to add a salesperson, but like, I need you to get you right. So I want you to go through this 30-day experience, same experience that Sammy went through, which is the freedom experience, to get out of your own way. And so I work the internal and I work the external. And what's so fascinating, I'll tell you guys, is that it's always 90% of the time an internal problem of why the business doesn't scale. That's what I discover. Every time I start doing, like, I do trainings, sales trainings with companies, it always comes back to the internal. Even Sammy's been in my stuff. Like, we'll talk sales, but it always comes back to the internal. It just does. Your habits, your patterns, right? It comes back to that. And so I love the sales conversation. I can increase the close rate for a company and double it in less than a day. Here's the strategy. But who is who is the person implementing the strategy? And are they doing it consistently? And so I can help close that gap by growing the who and the what at the same time. When both of those are in a business, in a company, when both of those are aligned, it's a effing superpower. And that company is anything is possible. Okay. That's who I am. I'm just passionate about this stuff.
So proud of you too. Normally when I would get coaching from Patrick, I had have to mute him through my son in earshot. So this is awesome, Patrick.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't even I have all these numbers. I closed $25 million in sales. Like, there's all these people say, you got to tell the numbers. You got to tell them 25 million. I've helped produce over 100 million with companies just in the last 3 years. And so like the numbers are there, but ultimately what I care about people and how you make more money is you care more and you give more. And this is what I've been learning. This is literally what I'm coaching and consulting with a company. It's all about, like, right now, they're just sitting there, like, I'm listening to the sales calls. I'm auditing them, like, dude, you're talking about yourself. Dude, you're not even asking questions about them. You're not even looking at them. It's the simple stuff that creates vulnerable trust. Pausing. But if you can't be okay pausing, breathing, and allowing space, you become the bottleneck to the close. I can go on forever, y'all. I love this. But before I'd love to get to know your business a little more. And I think the goal I'd have for today is solving your biggest constraint with sales. I'd love to know what's the biggest constraint in sales, and we solve it in real time. That's my thought. I don't know. Or we could go internal, but probably sales because it ends up going internal. That's my thought process. But before we do that,
magic.
Any questions for me? Anything that comes up? I like to kind of keep this interactive. Like whoever's on here, all these fathoms on here. Hello, fathoms. Any questions for me though? Kind of after I share that, anything that comes up? Anything? Questions, comments?
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead, Huss.
I was just gonna say I loved what he said and how he spoke about it. Like it had, I noticed how he paused and how he spoke, and it was very clear and to the point, and it just like it hit me. Like I'm probably I'm younger than all of you guys, so I'm getting like I'm learning a lot. So that was like it was nice to see that and to see how you went through your experience as well. Sammy, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're totally fine. I would say there's a couple tactical things and then structural things I had questions on, but I know with what Katya is selling and what Ali is in here selling, Ali who is she's not on camera just yet. She's probably carting one of her 4 kids around right now or doing something amazing. She has an inner circle mastermind where she's also selling anywhere between $30,000 and $45,000 products. So all of this, oh, there she is. What's
Hello.
great, I think, would be to walk through some of the products possibly and look at if there is some specific questions you guys have that could help set your sales teams up for success and or yourselves as you're really getting into the mindset, because it is high ticket sales that this made the biggest difference with on us, and that was a total soul shift. Once we made that everything really changed. It's just so crazy. So that would be my one question. I have a structural sales process question because but we can ask that after too. So we can do that. But I'll open the floor up to what you think, Patrick. I'll let you kind of lead this puppy.
Yeah, I think I like to let the dog run too. I call this letting the dog run, which did I ever say that with you, Sammy? Let the dog run, which is like, it's in the mind right now. We want to just dump it out and let it out. So like, what questions do you have now without making it formal, which we can definitely go there. What's on your mind? What questions do you have that come up? Because what bugs me when I get on calls like this and like, I have something I want to ask or share, but there's no space for it.
Sure.
Right. Or the instructor's like, he goes left and I'm like, well, I have a question on right. So like, you know what I mean? So is there anything on your minds now you want to ask? You like to, anything's welcome.
Yeah, I have a question. We've got for the coaches on the one hand of our solution, we have, I'd say, multiple low ticket offers, but we don't have a high ticket offer developed yet. And I understand that's where the margins is. And we already have share of wallet. So we have trust and we have memberships on our platform. So we'd like to actually create a high ticket offer for our coaches. And that's something that we haven't started yet, but we'd like to. So if you have any advice on how to create that and how to get started on that, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions from that. So Katya, right? Katya,
yes.
So what's your business again?
So it's an infrastructure play. It's a technology platform. On the one hand, we serve coaches, trainers, mentors that want access to more clients and want to automate their business. On the other side, we have the same infrastructure solution mirrored for corporates so that they can measure and automate all learning training in-house and usher in the experts that we have on the marketplace if they need them, if they want to add on to who they have in-house or externally. We're not exclusive.
Got it. And what is your offer currently, the low ticket offer that you have?
Low ticket offer is the coach subscription to access the technology, which gives them access to automation and access to B2B clients.
Okay. And what is that? Monthly?
Monthly or
Yeah.
annually?
Yeah. What's the price point on those currently?
$49 monthly, $495 annually. So it's low.
Okay. Okay. What's the current revenue right now? Subscriptions?
For the coach subscriptions, it's around about, it's under 100K.
Okay. A monthly 100K run rate each month?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many people do you have paying right now total?
We have, I can look it up.
I know I'm like drilling
We
you
have
here.
approximately 3,500 coaches on the platform.
Amazing. Good for
Yeah.
you. I acknowledge you.
And
Holy cow.
thank
That's
you.
amazing.
And
Massive.
a lot of them are still free because we just did the technology. And as Sammy know, we had a bit of a transition with our tech team. And so a lot of those free members are now converting to paid memberships. And with that, we'd like to increase that share of wallet and create a high ticket offer with some of those coaches as well.
Have you already created a high ticket offer for this audience, or is this like brand new from scratch?
Brand new from scratch.
Wow, that's cool. And have you ever asked them what they wanted more of?
No.
Oh, well, that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And Sam and I have been in the same mastermind for quite a while. And one thing that I've had to relearn multiple times is simply because I have my own audience of people, sell them, ask them what they want. Ask your audience what they want. Don't try to sell them what you think they want. Ask them what they want. They will tell you what they want. And so step number one, if I were to like give you like the roadmap here, is don't just create it because you think that's what they want. Ask them. And the way that I would do that, it's actually, we're doing it right now. So one of my other companies that my partner and I have is a retreat company. So it's called Life is Now. We do retreats for business owners, coaches, and consultants. Basically, it's a value add. It's a retention piece. We host it. We put it on. We do the whole thing from end to end. We can be a fun excursion. It could be travel. It could be breakthrough. We have all different things, right? And the first thing that we do is we validate the market with any new company. First thing, because we don't want to waste anyone's time. Validate the market, meaning we have a survey. We literally just sent this out to a company. It's a networking group. It's out of New York City. They have like 100 members. And basically we sent out a survey. We had 30 of them reply back. The survey reveals what they want, what they paid for, how much they paid for. It revealed everything so we can launch the right retreat here in the Catskills in New York with exactly what they want. What would they want? What type of excursions? Would it be 1 day? Would it be 3 days? It gave us all the data. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to give them what they want. And we're going to launch an event, right? We're going to speak in New York City at this location. We're going to invite everyone there. And then we're going to think of this like a webinar, right? For you, right? Guess what? We have an event coming. Everyone gets invited, all 3,500. This is like step 3. Step 2 is validate survey. Step 3 is then big giant webinar or whatever you want to call it. I would prefer more of an experience. Right. It's free and get everyone to show. Maybe you get 50% to show up. And then give so much value. And then you share, we've been launching this thing. We've only got 20 spots, right? 10 spots, a little scarcity. And you sell it out right there. And you just boom, you just sold 20 because it's exactly what they said they wanted. And then you can have a sales team follow up. If you need help building a sales team, I can help you with that. But if you want to build a sales team to actually then create a system to get all of them like building reoccurring revenue of the high ticket offer, that would be like phase number 4, where now you can do this, you can sell these every day, right? Where now you're closing one high ticket sale every day through a closer, right? Through a system. That would be like the final thing I'd focus on. But first I would do the first couple steps. Yeah. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that is absolutely. And it's obvious as well. Sometimes the obvious answer is just, right? The easiest.
Yeah. And the only reason I can say all of this is because I'm literally going through it right now. I literally effed this up in the last 3 months. I didn't validate the market for one of the way I for one of our clients. I did it, but it was relying on him to verbally speak to people versus surveying people. There's a reason to survey people. You can ask a couple clients, but if you survey everybody, you get more data, and then you can measure it. So much more effective. And with AI these days, like Sammy knows, you can create that in a heartbeat, and you can just monetize it for yourself. But data is everything, is everything. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Patrick, this is so fun. Ray, thank you for the
This
text
is
early. Cool. She's like, get on this. I was actually on a sales call that went long.
Okay.
So my question, Patrick, for you is,
Yes.
I run a mastermind called the Inner Circle. It's a 30K offer.
Mhm.
My capacity for that is 16 women because I personally audit their business every month. I also love small intimacy with the leader that actually leads and leads you personally. The problem we ran into is that the marriages with some of these couples that work with their spouses were saying, you're leading me here. My husband's back here. Could you help with the marriage thing? We run Marriage Made in Heaven, a community in our home. We did a 1-day retreat. We saw extraordinary results. And so now I'm trying to bring the Inner Circle offer with this Marriage Made in Heaven offer. And what I'm finding is they're not really the same. In my inner circle, there's half of them that are ideal clients, but really, I just got off the phone call with a lawyer, and her husband just sold his pool company for multi-millions. They don't necessarily work together. And so I'm trying, I always love to stay in the sell one thing to 1 million category, to be known for something. I'm known as the woman that will take you farther than you'll ever go. And I created a community of baller business babes that have very faith driven with extraordinary results. Now I'm trying to do this Marriage Made in Heaven one-off thing and build it into community. And so I gave you a lot of background. I guess my question is, would you run this Marriage Made in Heaven as a 4-month cohort with a retreat on the end of it for Valentine's Day? Or would you do what you're doing, one-off retreats, which I don't really love. I've done retreats for 14 years. They're a heavy lift. They're a lot to sell, and they're a lot on the back end.
Is this a good question? I will answer your question, but what does your gut tell you right now? What does your gut tell you?
My gut says, get these, it's the husband card, get these husbands to be vulnerable for 4 months and bring them together in Valentine's Day with a brand new marriage. Because I know it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. My gut goes where your gut goes, because the only thing that matters most is what you feel and what you believe and what you're aligned to. Because it all works.
That's for true.
And I hear you, you want to make sure you feel good about things first. I know that you know that, and that you feel aligned to it. It's interesting as I look back in the last year, what I focused on, there was areas I wasn't fully aligned, and it just did it because I did it because I could. And a lot of it, not a lot of it, I say some of it comes from just proving. Again, it all comes back to internal. We're looking for proof that what we're doing is enough, or looking for proof that that we are enough for everything that we do. Sure. So it's important to kind of track, where is this coming from? Why do I want to do this? And what's my actual vision? I'm literally going through this right now. I'm rewriting my whole vision out and just making sure I only do things that align to my vision and nothing else.
Come on, so powerful.
It's like, you got to go back to like your vision, and like, is this part of your vision? Is this first thing part of it or second thing? And only execute from that. Because it's so easy to make money. It's so easy to create value. It's so easy to launch XYZ course, X, X, and X. I have like literally, how do I say the word? I could have had another million in my bank account, in my personal bank account, if I chose it to follow the path of what other people are doing in my industry. I chose not to, because I trusted that this is the path I'm on. I trusted my vision, and I trusted to go this direction versus what everyone else is doing on social media in my industry. And I was like totally cool with it. Because I have so much evolved since even Sammy, since then, on what I do, who I serve, and how I serve them. And I feel so good and so aligned.
Yep.
And my bank account will reflect that identity that I've become. It already is. It's starting to. Because I can say no to more things than yes to very few things.
Mm-hmm.
The only things that are in alignment to.
Yep.
So I would ask you from all that, because that's a lot, is where does your heart go? But also where's your vision, and align your heart and your vision.
Yeah.
And trust only those two things.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about marriage. I never thought I would, Patrick. I was not the woman for the job, but I'm watching
Hmm.
divorces happen all around me, and it's pulled my heart. And I also love my 4 children and spent 6 weeks off grid with them in my
Amazing.
face, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I believed a lie that you can be, the multimillionaire mom, but you can't be the present mom and you can't have a marriage made in heaven.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
it's a lie. It's a myth. You can absolutely be the best mom ever. You can
Yes.
make all the money in the world and you can have the most smoking hot husband and the greatest marriage you've ever experienced at 47. Like, we're
Yeah.
literally living that out.
That's
And
amazing.
that's
I
where my
love what
heart.
you, I love what you stand for, because it's exactly what I stand for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can be a man, and you could, because I work with mostly men, like on the coaching side, but like you can have your business and your body. You
Yep.
can have like literally an intimate, passionate relationship with your partner, and you can have a like successful business. It's not either or. A lot of
Right.
people live in the world of either or I can have this, but not this. Or my marriage is burnt to the ground, right? But my business is on fire.
Yep.
Right. And so it's like, how do you actually live? You can have it all
Mm-hmm.
without being an a-hole, or like, it's just, we're supposed to have it all.
Yeah.
We're supposed to, and not all doesn't mean like more money. It just means like, abundance. We're all abundant already, and it's all a lot. It's already there. We're just blocking it. We're not allowing it. It's like,
Yep.
okay, I don't have to resist it. It's okay. I sense, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
So it's just like, yeah, it's okay to have a healthy marriage, and also have money in the bank account,
Mm-hmm.
and have a marriage on fire, and be connected as a father, and like actually not work 1 day a week. Maybe you take off Fridays. And it's okay to like go on vacation 4 times a year. And it's okay to delegate my business. It's like, so I call this the power of the and, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you add an and onto things, anything is possible.
Yep.
So just add the and, because we live in this or this, not the both and.
Mm-hmm.
So how many more ands can we create? What else is possible? And this, and this, and this, and this. By the way, Sammy, it's a good sales thing too, right? Because it moves, the and moves things forward.
Mm.
Right. And our job in sales is to move the sale forward, meet people where they're at, move the sale forward. So when I add an and to things, it just moves the energy forward. And what do you think about that? And what do you think we should do next? And what do you think the next step is? And why do you want that? And I hear you say that. And what do you think about that? Just the word and, so powerful.
Yep.
All right, I'm going on a tangent here, but I'm just sharing kind of like what's coming up from what you shared. Yeah.
Let the dog walk, son.
I'm letting the dog run. I'm letting the dog rock. Yeah, exactly.
So
I
I
love
have a
it.
question to that, Patrick. I love what you said in regards to you're always the, let's say, limiting belief, or you're always in the way, like the fingers always point back at you. Don't know which words you used, but how do you know what you don't know? Like, if I knew what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
obviously it's a blind spot. If there's something in the way
Yes.
that is a bottleneck, how did you get to the root, the source, the bottom line of it?
Now, or just constantly, or just like over the last 3-6 years? I mean, yeah, it's a good question.
I guess, and let me, well, I would
Mm.
love to apply that to our corporate sales.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I understand we have a great product,
Mm-hmm.
and we've just recently restarted the marketing. So, it's probably premature to point out failures or gaps, because data just takes time to actually establish itself. And I would like to be aware, from where I stand today, what I have to look out for to not like tap into any, you know, if I can avoid the mistakes, I'd like to avoid them.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear that. And this is specifically for corporate sales. Is that different than the low ticket?
Yes, that is, because that's serving our second audience, which are the companies.
Yeah. Okay. That's clear. So the biggest, I would say, my answer to this is a couple of things. One of them is learning in the doing. So you're going to learn the most by actually doing the thing that you don't know will work. And that's actually like just doing the thing, and then you learn from the thing. So I have a whole framework around this I teach, which is do the action, right? Whatever the action is for you, whatever the action is that you're avoiding or you're not sure of, that you're delaying or whatever, you just do it, right? And then what did you learn? Oh, sorry, excuse me. What did you realize through this? Because there's a revelation. What's the lesson and what's the course correction? So revelation, because you're realizing stuff. You can only realize something when you take action.
Yeah.
And then what's the lesson you're learning? I learned this, right? This worked, this didn't work. Right? I learned that this works. I learned that this didn't work. And then what's the course correction? That's the next action you're going to take. So this is how you continuously evolve your business and yourself, but your business by taking action. What did you realize by taking action? What did you learn, and what's the course correction? This is like a weekly thing, and eventually it should be a daily thing. Literally every day, you're just going through that framework, and your business is evolving very quickly because of that.
And Patrick, could I add one little thing?
Yeah. Of course, man. Yeah.
Because Katya, we're in the age of speed right now, and so speed to implementation and speed to course correction are going to be paramount to the success of any business in this new landscape times 1,000. And so one of the things that we've had to do, especially when I was looking at 5 or 6 sales calls that didn't work, whether it was with me or with the team, I was like, wait a minute, what are we missing? Why are we having churn? What's going on? And so I loaded up every one of the conversations that I had, and I ran it against my board of directors. Patrick is actually on my sales board of directors inside Claude. And so from the that I did and learned from him, he has a myriad of great things online, but that was enough for me to at least get my head wrapped around like, okay, here's the intel of what I'm not seeing.
Hold on. Did you just say you have Patrick on your Claude board of directors? So you have like an AI version of Patrick?
A small version of them. The real thing doesn't even compare. But for the framework of what I needed, right? I was like, hey, what was the framework that I missed? The structure that I missed in this conversation, right? And he basically, he has some great stuff on there, but if you really want to know the deep dive of it, obviously you work with him and it will change the landscape. But I have a board of directors with the people that I love inside Claude that will go back and forth. But what it always says, listen to your notes, go back to your notes of what does your gut say? Like the stuff he's telling us right now is gold. Like he's kind of opening the kimono here for us. I was like, so glad you guys are here. And but looking at all of the stuff that you have missed, if it was a sales call you missed, if it was a client that dipped, if it was a client that didn't, if it was an unhappy employee. I mean, there's everything I put in there. So you want to make sure that you give it the context of what you need to fix. And it will show you, right, Patrick? It shows you the misses. Like it's pretty impressive.
So see, this is another piece I want to land as well, is seeking feedback, being in demand for feedback. So like the feedback is the integration that's required to move the business forward. And this requires slowing down. I've done a lot of this year. I just moved this beautiful house 8 months ago. It has slowed me down. I'm like the CEO in my basement here. I got my podcast studio. I've really slowed down internally, somatically, and nervous system wise. And then every day or every week, I have an integration period where I don't learn anything new. I look back on what I learned and integrate my learning. I integrate the thing that I did. I integrate what's not working and really use that and actually do something different from the integration of the feedback. Now, part of this process, I'm going to tell you that is crucial for acceleration is to have somebody actually looking over your blind spots.
Mhm.
Sammy, Richard Branson, anyone successful, he can even be any level of the game. It doesn't matter how big it is. I call this cornering yourself in leverage. This is where, how much leverage can I get on myself to win, to accelerate faster by being with no stress, not being burnt out, and actually get leverage. What I mean by this, and I'm going to land this, is simply, who can I hire to give me the feedback I need to get out of my own way? Who do I need to hire to help me actually see my own blind spots? What mentor is required of me right now? So that they can tell me what I don't see, and I can dump the dog. I can dump the shadows, the parts, the limitations, the doubts. And that person is just simply the person that is a mirror for you to move forward. And that is the difference between $1 million a month and 10 million, or making a decision that comes from head versus heart. Right. So long story short, hire for your blind spots. Right. Hire the mentor, the business coach, performance coach like myself. I do this type of stuff with people, is I move them forward and get them out of their own way in their own business. Someone, it doesn't matter. It's just a leverage point. Right. In health, you hire a personal trainer, right? Or a nutrition coach. And it's just a leverage so you win. You will always win with a coach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because they only care about you winning. So
I have a coaching company. I totally drank the Kool-Aid, Patrick.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like,
yeah.
Yes, I'm on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that goes on top of, like, okay, here's the framework to win individually and lead yourself to win, which is those 4 steps I told you.
Yeah.
But then, like, how do you bulletproof that? Which is who can hold you high to your blind spot? So there's like both mechanisms. Because I teach a lot of self-leadership with people, and they lead themselves, but also they're also being accountable in my own programs and when I work with people. So there's both mechanisms: lead yourself, trust yourself, make decisions, and be in a container or energetic component of a mastermind of some sort where we're unified with other people, or a coach that holds you accountable to self-leading yourself to your own vision.
Who's your ICP like perfect client, Patrick? Who do you like working with?
Filipinos.
Yeah, only Filipinos. That's
Filipino
it.
gangsters.
So, I love your question, and I've simplified it, because what I realize, who I love working with, is people that know they're capable of more, and they can't figure out how to close the gap from where they are and where they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I close that gap very quickly, very quickly. So the avatar is someone that just wants to close the gap. It could be sales. It could be mindset. It could be whatever needs to close the gap. So they simply know they're capable of more, and they're in their own way in some way, shape, or form. And they just want to close that gap. So we install the new system, and it could be the internal operating system. Sammy knows this, or it could be the sales operating system, to like into their nervous system, into their minds, into their souls, so they become the weapon. And so they don't need me anymore. The weapon is installed in their business and in their own self.
What is the sales operating system? How does that look like?
What's the sales operating system? So something I realized, when there's so many scripts out there, there's so many different trainers and sales. And 2022, just kind of share a quick story. I was with 200 sales reps selling on an account with Matt Ryder, Jeremy Miner, and I was the only one that said, I'm no longer using a sales script. I'm going to actually genuinely connect with the human. And at the time, I'd gone through emotional intelligence trainings. I've gone through a lot of shadow work trainings, and like I understand human psychology, and because I understood myself. And so what I realized is that all sales is simply the art of moving someone through a transformation of who they are when they show up to who they must become by the end of the call. And so I realized how I started closing 10x more than everyone consistently is because I was actually applying transformation in sales and influencing them to say yes to themselves through a framework. And so the framework, which Sammy knows is called a pit to peak, it's transformational selling. It's just simply taking a human through converting their mindset from I don't know who you are, I don't trust you, like you have to prove to me, to I want to buy from you. So all we're doing is converting their mindset from a Honda Civic mindset to a mindset of like, I want to give you money right now for what you have to offer. And so all it is a identity conversion process. Now, the cool thing is this can be done before the call and what I call strategic seduction. So you can do half the work beforehand. So they show up in a peak desire ready to buy, right? So there's a whole 3-step process to this. You can build before they show up. And it's crazy because like I'm with this company right now and like they've damaged so much the marketing top of funnel. There's so much happening that we have to undo. It's so much work to undo what is now causing them to spend $30K a month in ads. They've literally spent 17 to date. And the problem is top of the funnel, everything's messed up to get to the point of the closed call because there's no strategic seduction seducing them to actually even want to show up in the first place. There's no peak desire. Their mindset isn't converted from the moment they actually opt into. So that's why no one's showing up. Why should I show up? You're just like everybody else. So anyway, it's a whole process. But understanding that human behavior and how people buy and why people buy and installing that into a sales process. So that's kind of in a nutshell. Sam, you want to add to anything?
Yeah, because it really was like there was a lot of things that kind of shift and change, especially for you, Katya, with your sales team. I know you're like, what's the system? What do I show the team? How do I do this? Right. I know there's a practicality to it. It just changes once your sales team adopts the total different mindset. And I think the mindset for me that changed was there was a doctor mindset that came into play. That was a huge one. And that was one Patrick always talks about. And it's not like somebody is trying to sell, but it's a doctor. You come in and you have the frame. When Patrick gave me that framework, that changed everything. And you don't go to a doctor and have them say like, hey, well, what do you think we should do? And they're like, what? You're like, no, you're about to die. We're going to take this out. We're going to move this. We're going to fix you. And this is what I suggest. And you can do it or you can't.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, you're going to stay sick and you're going to come back here even worse when I see you next month, or you're just going to do what I'm telling you. It's probably going to be the best thing that's ever happened to you, if not better. So that framework worked. And I was wondering, my question on top of that too, because there is a structure of it. And it might be a question on where you could direct me, Patrick.
Yeah.
I have had, in a very practical sense, I had a couple of good sales the other day, but I noticed at a certain point, like the close was there, I'm ready to go. And then my process for that close was just complete garbage. I was like, oh, went over the contracts, fumbling over taking the payment, this and that. I was wondering, do you have a really good model or place that you've seen that is done really well? Because I know you coach on such a 30,000 foot view. Do you have any place that you would suggest to go to see a really perfectly executed sales process?
Of course I do. I'm actually, Sammy, because I'll show it live because Sammy, you've never seen this. I think it will, and I'll send it to you directly, because I know that you, since we work together, I'll show it to you. You're going to love this, man. And everyone else on here gets to see it as well. So this is the whole process that I've taught you, that we train together on Pit to Peak. So basically, you can use this whole thing on a sales call, Sammy, right here, or you can train your own AI to do this. This is the sales call blueprint, the safety frame, which you know of, North Star, the PIT, expand the pain, timeline the pain, the bottleneck diagnosis. So this is what Sammy was talking about, by the way. So basically,
can you share your screen, Patrick?
Yeah, can you see it? You can't see it? Oh,
Oh,
hang on.
you
I can see it.
Oh, okay. This is hang
There it
on,
is.
bottleneck diagnosis. Basically what Sammy was saying here, and I'll just break it down. If you all can apply anything to your current sales, it's simply this. There's 3 levels of pain, right? There's surface level pain, what they think the problem is they're coming with. And then the second layer is a secret pain. It's the problem that they're actually they don't tell people, but they exist every day, which is basically the secret pain is like that they can't sleep at night because their business is they have to run their business themselves, or they can't buy a wedding ring because they can't afford it, or they have to work 9 to 9, and so they're missing out on their kids every single day of like dad time, and they feel really like they're letting their kids down because of the symptom pain, because of the actual sort a surface level pain. So the surface level pain, they tell you. The secret pain is what they don't tell you, but they live every day. And then there's the source pain, right? The source pain is the pain, what's causing the symptom pain, which is causing the surface level pain. It's the source of the problem. So being the doctor, you're basically doing the diagnostic and saying, listen, I hear what you're saying. Like this is the problem. You're experiencing this symptoms. You're experiencing this. And then you're coming in and saying, here's what I actually see. Can I tell you what it is? Can I tell you what you need to know? Is that it's like the you think it's an ankle, but it's actually your hamstring. I need to tell you this. I've seen this before. I understand what's happening, but I need to tell you this. So this is where you throw in a metaphor and you do some what I call somatic pausing, and you tell the truth. This is the bottlenecks that I see that's happening. This is why your business is at X. This is why you're up and down in your marriage, and you're not actually like you guys are disconnected. So again, this is just one phase of it. Since you brought it up, Sammy, I'll send this over to you, Sammy, but I want to see, do you guys have any, ladies have any questions on this at all? Since we're bringing it up?
No, I
Yeah,
love it.
I'd love to have a deeper dive in your offerings and take a glance, Patrick, to, obviously have a look at Fit to Peak, but also your full program and
sure,
how
yeah,
you work with individuals. And maybe we can even give a masterclass to some of our coaches.
Sure. Yeah. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do a free training for your audience. Yeah. I'd love to.
I was just thinking that would be an amazing
cool.
master class for you guys, Katya. You guys could
Yeah.
absolutely crush, especially with the people, because what they need, Patrick, in that space, just like with Allie too, as you build up these women, having Patrick as one of the coaches or the mentors in there and experts changes the game. It's exactly what every program. That's why we have him in here. I'm super mad. All you guys that are gonna watch this replay, I'm only gonna let you watch 5 minutes of it, and then I'm gonna stop it. So cut that part out of it, Steph. That's our little teaser. But yeah, Katya, you're hit the nail on the head when it comes to the success. Like you guys build them up, you give them the tools, you get them in the right place. But if they don't sell anything,
yeah,
it doesn't matter what you built them. It doesn't matter what they built. They got to sell.
Yeah.
They got to learn how to sell, and then they got to learn how to be confident with what they're doing. I think that was one of the things that through all of this, between the lines to read what happens when you start selling from that space of faith and execution. Patrick knows, like I did this deep dive. Was that 3 days that I did it? 2 days where I went on my own?
Oh, yeah. That was a whole 30-day, 20-day process, but 3 days was the actual process on your own. Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy how much unlocking happens.
Yeah.
But when I started being able to see that if I'm selling those packages, Katya, and definitely for you, Allie, once you have that belief instilled, because you're living that. I'm speaking specifically to you, Allie, in your case, because you and Joshua walk that every day. That has to be part of your sales walk. Like I take care of the 4 kids. I do have it all, and it's hard work. And you guys are probably falling short because you don't know, you haven't chosen the right hard. But I'm going to tell you, if you keep choosing this hard, it's going to get worse. So this is why we have this, because I've done it. I'm walking it. I've got Sammy and Ray, all these people that have gone through this. They all know how to navigate this, especially, right? So, I mean, it is such an incredible training. I'm super stoked that you guys had this opportunity to get a small sliver of Patrick. We've got 5 minutes left. I love where the dogs run. Patrick, do you want to give us some ideas on how they can engage with you after this
Yeah.
call and
Yeah.
what
Good question.
to
Yeah. I
communicate?
would,
Yeah.
the simplest path, I just put my number in there. Text me. I was just text me now if you want to connect. 203-898-0028. Just text me. Otherwise, we all get busy. We all forget. I forget. It's like, oh yeah, who are you again? Right. So shoot me a text. Just put the word Sammy in the chat. Like, oh, Sammy. Okay, we remember that. And then we'll connect. I'll send you my booking link, and I love the chat. Love the chat. I'll also send to you. What does everyone do? Instagram or Facebook? Depending on the age, right? I guess Instagram is the thing. So here's my Instagram right there too. We can.
Facebook. What are you, 50? No one does.
Yeah, I'm 41, man. I'm kind of there. Yeah, I love Facebook still.
I love
Maybe
Facebook.
MySpace. I heard MySpace is coming back.
Yes.
I was a MySpace guy. Oh yeah, MySpace. Um, I also have a community, which is Savage Sales Community on School. Might as well just throw that down here as well. I will put that here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I got a lot of YouTube content. I probably have like 80 videos, 90, 100 videos on sales and self transformation. A lot of it's inside the Savage Sales Community. Yeah, I think that's enough. I think that's good.
Yeah, dude, you guys, great school community. All those.
Yeah.
Dude, Patrick, you're a legend, man. It's so good to see you. Sometimes,
Thanks,
you know
man.
how you forget you miss somebody until you see them? You're like, oh,
Yeah, I know. Are
where
you
am I?
coming to Miami next month? Andrew's event?
Yep,
You'll be
I'll be
there?
there.
Oh,
I'll be
cool. Awesome. I'm speaking there again,
Mastermind are
which I'm
you
excited
both in?
about.
Sorry to
No, you're
butt
good.
right in. But
Y'all
what's the
should come.
mastermind?
Y'all should come. Y'all should come.
It's
Uh,
Andrew Cruzy's mastermind, 7-figure CEO.
Okay, donkey. Andrew Cruzy.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Bunch
Who's
of
that
people that are
four-round?
founders, entrepreneurs getting together, just growing our businesses through AI. A lot of AI stuff we'll be doing at the event. It'll be fun.
Totally. And these, I know Allie specifically has jumped deep into the AI space. And so like she has been an absolute student of the game for us on learning all things AI. Same thing with you, Allie. I know you've done this, but taking your sales scripts and taking some of the things where you're like, okay, what am I doing? What did I miss? And what am I not saying enough of? And then more importantly, where do I need to shut up?
That's
Let it
I have it
breathe.
right here. Shut up. On Post-it note. Yeah, you can talk yourself in and out of sales for sure. But yeah, I think Patrick, my biggest takeaway, because I love when people give me takeaways, what is your gut telling you to do, right? We always get in our way. At the end of the day, we always get in our own way. And my gut is saying, you girl got to shout this from the rooftops. You got to help moms be present. You got to help marriages be made in heaven. Otherwise, we're going to have a different generation than we have right now with kids that don't even get a chance. Because it destroys children, and you cannot tell me differently because it's in my own family. So thank you. I just needed to hear that. And like,
yes.
I wish I wasn't late for your call, but that sales call, I could have just closed her and told her exactly what she's going to do and be a part of this 4-month cohort. But I let her kind of talk for a bit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to figure out if I want you in my group, right? Like I'm going to take it back. I don't say it, but I'm like, I want to see if I want to have you and your hubby with us up in this inner space, right? Because I'm 47 this year, and I think you change where you're like, I get to choose who I work with. I get to choose who's in my rooms now. Money doesn't matter to me. I was raised extremely wealthy, and I was just back home, and I watch all those people live a life that I wouldn't want to live, unfortunately. And we get to choose differently for us and our kids. So thank you for that, Patrick.
Yes, you got it. My pleasure. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Patrick, my big takeaway too, I got to share with you because it has been a whirlwind watching our lives change from the ability to sell low ticket to medium ticket to super. I would say a 6-figure weekend is a high ticket sale. I'm not sure, at least in our space. I know there's people in millions and hundreds of thousands, but for where we're at, it's been an absolute lineage changer for us. And when I see these kind of conversations, I am just my biggest takeaway from this is that every time I even listen, even though I feel like I've heard so much of this before, I hear so much new stuff. inside everything you teach. So it's
Mm-hmm.
so, and it's never hard to consume. I just love the
Mm-hmm.
way that, but it's so useful. And like the one thing that I really loved that you were talking about today too is like, what does your gut say? Like that hit me so.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, so true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we all know what we need to do, we're just not doing it. So we just what if we could just trust ourselves? What if it's like what is the truth within me? And what does my gut say? Not mine. What's my gut say? Even on a sales call, it's like what does my gut say? What do I know is true? Right? What do you know is true? It's I always put it back in the prospect or the person. It's like what do you know is true here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they know the
think-
truth.
I
Yeah,
think,
we know the
and was another huge
and
takeaway.
yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot to use
Cool,
that.
man. Love it.
Did you have any takeaway?
I loved it, honestly. I feel like for me, like my takeaway is to start looking more like the internal is connected to the external, and I need to focus on my internal because I'm so focused on the external and getting stuff done and taking those calls or reaching out to people, and I just need to focus a little bit on me as well. Like, yeah. So
Love it. So glad to hear there's an impact for everybody. So happy. Yay.
Yes. Thank you, Patrick.
Yes.
Your new
Welcome.
Pick to Peak course looks amazing. It looks
So you got it.
very
Okay, cool. I sent it to you. Yeah. Yeah.
awesome. Did you was that you said that to me? Perfect. Thanks, buddy. But I think you are an absolute legend. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
And
man.
then we'll see you and talk you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, yeah,
Sooner.
I'm around. I'll see you. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah.
All right,
Sweet.
buddy. Sounds
All right,
good.
guys.
Thanks,
Talk
guys.
to you later. All right.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye, Allie. Check your text message, Allie. Oh, Puss. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna let you run the splash top.
pick out the note takers first.
Here, I'll just stop this thing for now.
Yeah, you can call me on WhatsApp. It's just
All
gonna
right,
get
buddy.
quick.